Ladies and gentlemen, listen closely because we all face problems, we all go through storms, but the difference between the people who rise and the people who fall isn't luck, isn't talent, isn't privilege, it's perspective. Most people look at a problem and say, "Why is this happening to me?" But high achievers, they ask a different question. How is this problem preparing me? What opportunity is hidden inside this pain? Because your biggest problems are not roadblocks. They are invitations to grow, evolve, and transform into someone you were not yesterday. Your worst day can become the foundation of your best story. Your struggle can become your strength. And what you think is your breaking point might actually be your turning point. Let's dive into 5 powerful shifts that turn problems into opportunities. Problems build power. There's a specific moment in every struggle where most people quit, the moment it gets uncomfortable. But discomfort is the birthplace of transformation. When you're facing a problem, it forces you to stretch beyond what you already know. It challenges your old patterns, your old beliefs, and your old limitations. You don't become stronger by avoiding resistance. You become stronger by a training ground. Life is handing you weights, not to break you, but to build you. And every rep of persistence, every moment you keep going when it's easier to stop, that's where power is born. Problems are teachers disguised in pain. They push you to develop patience, resilience, discipline, qualities you can't download, buy, or wish into existence. You earn them. When things get difficult, many ask for lighter burdens, but the people who rise ask for broader shoulders. If life gave you everything easy, you'd never tap into your true capacity. You'd stay soft, dependent, unprepared. The problem you're facing is preparing you for challenges you don't even see yet. It's shaping you into a person with depth, wisdom, and strength, someone who can carry more, lead more, and achieve more. Think about this. Every successful person you admire is standing where they are because they didn't run away when it got hard. They walked through the fire. They faced rejection, loss, doubt, failure. But instead of collapsing, they evolved. Problems don't stop champions, they sharpen them. When you hit a wall, you can break down or break through. And the breakthrough always belongs to the one who keeps pushing, who keeps learning, who refuses to settle. Your hardest moments are creating the grit you'll need for the next level of your life. There will be days when you don't feel strong. When every step feels heavy and progress feels invisible, that's okay. Strength isn't built in comfort, it's built in friction. In the silence of doubt, in the pressure of responsibility, in the loneliness of effort, you're being forged like steel, and steel is created through fire, not ease. When everything around you is shaking, remember, diamonds are born under pressure. The most valuable things in this world don't come without struggle. So when you face a problem, don't shrink, don't complain, stand tall and say, "This is building me, this is shaping me, this is preparing me." Because one day, the challenge you're wrestling with today will become the strength that carries you tomorrow. Problems build power not by what they take from you, but by what they awaken within you. And when you understand this, your fear turns into fuel, and your frustration becomes growth. You stop seeing obstacles as enemies and start recognizing them as the very thing that makes you unstoppable. If you want, I can also expand Key Point 2 the same way, or help you create a full extended speech script for video or stage delivery. Problems reveal what you're truly made of. A calm sea never made a skilled sailor, and an easy life never made a powerful human being. Anyone can keep a smile when the sun is shining, when everything is going according to plan, when life feels safe and predictable. But character is not revealed when life is easy. It's revealed under pressure. The moment things get messy, when plans fall apart, when people let you down, when fear tries to take over, that is where your true identity shows. Problems peel back the layers of comfort and expose who you really are without the mask, without the performance, without the perfect conditions. The real you is born in the moments you are forced to stand alone and face what scares you. When life challenges you, you are given a mirror not to show your weaknesses to discourage you, but to show you your strength so you can use it. Most people don't know how resilient they are until they have no choice but to be strong. You never know how far you can go until life pushes you past the point where you used to stop. You never know how powerful your voice is until you have to speak up when it's uncomfortable. You never know how deep your courage runs until you stand in front of fear and move anyway. Problems reveal the muscles you didn't know you had mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. There are moments in struggle where you feel like breaking. You feel like you've reached your limit, but then something inside you whispers, "Not yet, keep going." And when you listen to that voice, when you take one more step, when you hold on for one more day, you unlock a version of yourself you didn't know existed. You discover that you are tougher than your past, stronger than your excuses, and greater than your circumstances. The most powerful breakthroughs come right after the moment you wanted to quit. And when you push through, your confidence doesn't just grow, it multiplies. Problems don't just reveal strength, they refine identity. You start to realize what truly matters to you. You see what you're willing to fight for. You learn what you're willing to sacrifice for. Struggle strips away what is shallow and brings forward what is real. You find your values, your priorities, your purpose. You stop trying to be perfect and start becoming authentic. And authenticity is power, because the world listens to those who speak from truth, not comfort. And here's the beautiful part: once you've seen yourself survive difficulty, you become unstoppable. You carry a new level of certainty, not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. You stop being afraid of problems because you've faced them and risen above them before. You walk differently, you think differently, you expect more from yourself, not out of ego, but out of awareness. You now know what you're made of. You've tasted your own strength. And once you know who you are under pressure, the world can no longer convince you otherwise. Problems force innovation, and creativity comfort rarely demands creativity, but chaos does. When everything is going smoothly, there's no urgency to think differently, no reason to stretch beyond what you know, no push to evolve. But the moment a problem shows up, the game changes. Suddenly, you have to find a new way, a new strategy, a new mindset. Problems disrupt routine, and disruption is where genius is born. Innovation doesn't come from certainty, it comes from challenge. Every time life shakes the ground beneath you, it's only asking one question: what else are you capable of? And when your back is against the wall, that's when the most brilliant ideas surface, not from comfort, but from necessity. Think about every invention, every breakthrough, every major transformation in history. They were all solutions to problems. Humans created fire because cold demanded survival. We built bridges because rivers blocked our path. We discovered medical cures because disease threatened our lives. Pressure doesn't just build character, it sparks innovation. And your personal problems work the same way. When life blocks one door, it isn't the end, it's an invitation to build a new one. A problem isn't a dead end, it's a detour that forces you to expand your thinking. When the old way stops working, you're pushed to discover a better way, one that maybe you would have never seen without the struggle. There is a moment in every problem where frustration tries to take control. You feel stuck, you feel powerless, you feel overwhelmed, But right on the other side of that feeling is creativity waiting to be unlocked. The mind becomes most inventive when it refuses to accept defeat. When you say, "I will find a way," solutions begin to appear. New options, new perspectives, new paths. You start thinking like a builder, not a victim. You realize that creativity is not a talent, it's a response. It is what happens when you stop asking, "Why is this happening?" and start asking, "How can I make this work for me?" That small shift in thinking can change everything. Problems force you to tap into parts of yourself you don't normally access. Resourcefulness, strategic thinking, courage, persistence. These qualities don't awaken when life is easy. They awaken when circumstances demand more of you than you're used to giving. You learn how to adapt. You discover how to solve what once felt impossible. You begin to trust your ability to create a solution instead of waiting for someone else to fix it for you. And that is empowerment. That is ownership. That is how opportunity is born from adversity. And when you finally break through, when you solve what once felt unsolvable, something powerful happens. You carry that creative confidence forever. You no longer panic in difficulty because you know you can innovate your way out. You stop fearing problems because you've learned how to use them as raw material for growth. Suddenly, every challenge becomes a canvas for possibility. You don't just survive the problem, you turn it into a creation. A solution, a new chapter, a new skill, a new level of yourself. Problems don't just force innovation, they open doors you didn't even know existed. And once you experience that, you never look at obstacles the same way again. Problems redirect you toward your true path. Sometimes life removes things not to hurt you, but to guide you. A failed plan, a closed opportunity, a painful ending in the moment. It feels like loss. It feels unfair. It feels like you're moving backward. But often, that disappointment is secretly direction. Problems interrupt the path you thought was right, so you can discover the path that actually is right. Not every door that shuts is rejection. Some are redirection. You might think you know where you're supposed to go, but problems have a way of revealing a better destination you never would have chosen on your own. Life is constantly rearranging pieces to align you with your next level, even when you don't understand it yet. Many people cling to what they know, even when it no longer serves them. They stay in comfort, in routines, in environments that are too small for their future. Problems come to shake things loose. They push you out of what's familiar so you can step into what's greater. You don't grow by holding onto what's outdated. You grow by letting it break so something better can be built. Think about the moments that made you change, the breakup that made you rediscover yourself, the job loss that made you start your dream, the failure that forced you to level up. You didn't change because it was comfortable. You changed because the problem demanded evolution. There's a profound shift that happens when instead of asking, "Why is this happening?" you begin to ask, "Where is this leading me?" That shift turns confusion into curiosity and frustration into faith in the process. It turns struggle into guidance. Sometimes the problem you're fighting so hard against is exactly what's pushing you toward your greatest growth. You might not see it now, but later you look back and realize that problem saved me. It redirected me. It built me. What feels like a setback is often nothing more than a setup for something greater. When life blocks your path, it's easy to resist, to hold on, to stay stuck in how things were supposed to be. But the moment you release the old, the moment you stop forcing what isn't flowing, you create space for opportunity. Closed doors teach clarity. Delays teach patience. Detours teach wisdom. Problems refine your vision and sharpen your purpose. If everything always went exactly as you planned, you'd never discover your true capabilities or your true calling. You'd settle for what's familiar instead of reaching for what's possible. And here's the truth most people never realize. The opportunity you dream of might be waiting behind the very problem you're trying to avoid. The discomfort you wish would disappear could be the very force pushing you toward the future you're meant to live. One day you'll look back at this chapter, the pain, the confusion, the frustration, and you'll see it clearly. Life wasn't falling apart, it was falling into place. Problems don't just redirect your path. They redirect your identity from who you were into who you're meant to become. Problems prepare you for bigger blessings. Greatness requires capacity, and capacity is built through challenge. Everyone wants success, abundance, recognition, growth, but very few want the discomfort required to hold those things. You don't receive a higher level in life until you become the person capable of handling it. Problems are not setbacks, they are strength training. They stretch your patience, test your belief, sharpen your mindset, and demand discipline. When life hands you a challenge, it's not punishing you, it's preparing you. Preparing you to manage more, lead more, withstand more, and ultimately achieve more. Every overwhelming moment you survive expands the size of your future. Think about it. If life gave you everything you asked for right now, could you sustain it? Could you handle the responsibility, the pressure, the decisions, the expectations? Most people want the reward without the refinement. They want the destination without the development. But without the struggle, you wouldn't have the stability. Without the fight, you wouldn't have the foundation. A blessing received too early becomes a burden. That's why problems come first, not to slow you down, but to build the version of you strong enough to hold what's coming. Growth is the entrance fee for greatness. There is a moment in difficulty where the world tells you to give up, but preparation whispers, not yet, keep going. Every challenge you overcome becomes a tool, a memory, a reference point that proves you're capable of more. When the next storm comes, and it will, you won't crumble the same way. You'll stand taller. You'll move smarter. You'll navigate with experience instead of panic. That is the blessing inside the battle. You evolve into someone stronger than the storm. Problems shape you into a person who doesn't just survive life, but commands it. One day, you'll be in a position you once prayed for, dreamed of, or fought for, and you'll realize the problems weren't obstacles, they were training partners. Every disappointment strengthened your resilience. Every failure sharpened your strategy. Every difficult season built emotional armor you didn't have before. The pain you survived became proof that you're unstoppable. And when opportunity finally knocks, you'll be ready, not because life got easier, but because you got wiser, deeper, more powerful. Blessings don't arrive on a silver tray. They arrive through evolution. So when challenges come, don't shrink, don't run, don't quit. Stand in it, grow through it, let it prepare you, because the break through your waiting for might require a stronger, wiser version of you, and this problem is building that version right now. One day you will look back with clarity and gratitude, realizing every struggle was a stepping stone, every setback was a lesson, every problem was preparation. Life wasn't delaying you, it was developing you, and when the blessing comes, you'll understand why you had to become more before you received more.